Well, it's first of all nice to be back, and of course this is a concert which of course was postponed about a year ago or two, but you know, it's really great to be back. I love this city from what I've seen of it, but most importantly, of course, I love this hall. This hall is really unbelievable. I mean, it's a hall which, I mean, in London there's no such hall as good as this, I can tell you. So it's really good to be back to see this. And also, of course, now the new addition here, which was not here when I was last year, was now we have the organ. So I've been certainly putting it through its paces whilst I've been practicing here the last couple of days, and it's really wonderful now to have the Kleist organ here. So it's really good. And of course, well, nice to be back again with the wonderful Wrocław Philharmonic Orchestra. Well, for me, it's very. I mean, I've been doing it a lot of times. So for me, it's very straightforward. The work we're playing, of course, is the Third Symphony by Camille Saint-Saëns, the symphony, of course, entitled the Organ Symphony. It's a piece which really needs a kind of a big instrument to really make it work. And I have my particular views about how the organ part has to be played, and so it's nice, obviously, to be both conductor and soloist, because I get to do both things. So it's a piece which is very, very close to my heart. In fact, the first time I played this piece, I played the timpani, and that was back in my school in Manchester. So that's how I got to know the work. And then, of course, I played the organ part. And of course, as I say, I've played it many times as both conductor and organist. So for me, it's very straightforward. Well, I mean, this is a wonderful honour, of course. I mean, it changes nothing for me. I'm still Wayne Marshall, and but it's wonderful to get to have a recognition for my work as a musician. I'm one in a line of many thousands of people who've been awarded this. So, of course, I'm very proud, and I've yet to receive the actual official award. So, I'm still waiting for that opportunity. I mean, it's, of course, during COVID, of course, it was very difficult to go to London and to be presented, but I look forward to being presented with it one day, hopefully. Improvisation for me in a concert is very, very important. I mean, it's as a musician, that's how I started, and so improvisation forms a very integral part of my music making, and I like to maybe commence or even to finish a concert with an improvisation, because I like to be creative, and to include improvisations in my concert program gives me the opportunity to be creative, and it also gives me the opportunity to show what the instrument can do in a very different way. But I just love I love to I can improvise on anything. If someone gives me a theme, I'm very happy to sit down and improvise on it. But I just like the idea of coming and making a unique piece of music on the spot, and that's what really it's what really improvisation is all about being creative on the spur of the moment. I like that challenge very much. Well, as an organist, I'm very fond of the French Romantic period, of course. Composers like Louis Vienne, Charles-Marie Widor, César Franck, Marcel Dupré. This era of organ music was very different, because the organs became more symphonic in their design, and harmonically, of course, everything was much more creative, and it's a language which really speaks to me in a way that I just I can really identify with it. In my program, I shall be playing work by the Canadian composer Andrew Ager, who is a great composer who writes, written a lot of operatic music. But his organ music, of course, is very much in the sort of French Romantic tradition. This kind of language. Although there's a jazz element in his writing as well. So it works very well for the organ, and it's music. I like to experiment with different genres of music, not just necessarily in the French, in the 20th century, but it has to be interesting as well. It has to be interesting harmonically, rhythmically, and I'm always thinking about the audience, how they will appreciate and like the music.